Hello, welcome to our conversation with the Mountaineer Parents Club. My name is Lisa Hanselman, and I'm the director of the Mountaineer Parents Club here at West Virginia University. And if you aren't familiar with us, we are really the best way you can stay in touch with what's happening on campus and to know what's going on with your student. So please do stick with us. We have a great evening for you now. Now, we have our panelists here going to talk about getting involved and how students would get involved. So we're going to start with some introductions. We'll start with Corey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Corey Farris, and I serve WVU as Dean of Students.
Thanh.
Hello, my name is Thanh Lee. I serve as the Director of Student Engagement and Leadership here at WVU.
And Matthew.
Hi, everybody. I'm Matthew Richardson. I serve WVU as the Director of the Center for Fraternal Values and Leadership, colloquially known as Greek Life.
All right, well, if you're ready, folks, we'll go ahead and get started with the importance of getting involved.
Thanks, Lisa. So one of the things I'd like for you to know is how important it is for your students to get involved in particular, as soon as they can when they arrive on campus. We know there's a little bit of an adjustment period, a few weeks of understanding what's expected in their classes, adjusting to their residence hall living, or if they're commuting students, just adjusting to when they need to leave for campus and things like that. But eventually we know how it's really important for your students to get involved, because eventually they're going to need to differentiate themselves from other students once they graduate from WVU and they apply for a job. We know that employers are looking for well-rounded students, and that well-rounded student has to be able to do lots of different things while they're in school. So, you know, if you think about an employer looking at a student for a particular degree, let's say it's an accounting degree, or an accountant or a forester perhaps, they're going to look for a student with a degree from an accredited institution, maybe a student with a degree that's got above a 3.0 GPA, and obviously someone that's applied for a job. Well, that could attract hundreds of people applying for a job, but how does a student differentiate him or herself when they graduate? It's what else is on their resume. And so we encourage students from the very beginning to get involved. Join a club their first year. Maybe that second year, that sophomore year, take on some sort of leadership role and organize an activity. A junior year, seek a higher leadership, maybe an elected officer role, and same thing with their senior year. But also a student needs to get involved in other ways besides clubs and organizations. Maybe that's doing some volunteer work or a study abroad or an internship or getting a job. What does that tell the employer? It tells the employer that your student can get good grades, earn a degree, and multitask by doing lots of other things, being involved in clubs and organizations, taking on study abroad and internships, or even volunteering. When I mentioned volunteering, a student volunteers for Habitat for Humanity. It demonstrates to an employer that your student has compassion for others, thinking about other people besides themselves, can work as a part of a team, is not afraid to work hard. And it's one of those things that helps someone else. So with that said, I'll wrap up and let my colleagues talk a little bit more, but please encourage your students to get involved. It will connect them with their university, it will help them meet new friends, and more importantly, there's so much to do for them to take advantage of to help them during their journey through WVU.
All right, next up, we're going to hear from Dr. Thanh Lee.
Hello again. I'm so glad to be with you all today. So I'm very fortunate to be able to work with the 500 plus student organizations here on our campus. And so those 500 student groups, range from many different things around your interests and passions. And so we're hoping that your student can find an interest or a passion of theirs that they can find in a student organization. And so we truly believe that it's important to find that kind of community that they're looking for. And so, for us, it's a way of distilling this, 30,000 person campus that can be massive to about 10 to 15 people that they can connect with through an interest or a passion or their major, whatever it may be. And so we have political organizations, we have recreational organizations, we have cultural organizations, we have fraternities and sororities, we have all the organizations here. And so if we don't have an organization around a student's interests or passions, we want them to be able to maybe start their own. And so the process of starting your own organization is pretty simple, and they just have to work with our team here, and we can help them with that. A great way and a great tool for even parents like yourself that want to look at all the organizations that we have on our campus to help your student look for some is through our student organization management platform called WVU Engage. And so this platform houses all 500 plus of our organizations, and each organization has their own page. And so within that page has a list of their members, contact information, kind of some information about the organization. And so it's a really good way for students to kind of see high level what the organization is about and maybe send a request for information. And so in the system, there is a contact button that the student can select, and you can send them a message about, hey, I'm interested in, let's say, the photography club. I see that you all meet on Wednesdays at 5:30. Would love to check you all out, wanted to learn a little bit more about you all. And so you can do those kind of communication things within the system itself. Another great thing about the system is it also houses all of our student organization events and programs. And so if a student organization is hosting a program or an event coming up, it should be posted there. You have a series of events they can look at and attend. Some are virtual, some are in person. And so it's a good way of kind of understanding what's happening on campus. And if it's a Friday night, you can go on saying, hey, what's happening tonight? You can actually see some of our organizations are very active. And so that's a great way of also finding and connecting with some of those student organizations on our campus. And then also feel free to stop by our Student Organization Resource Center. It doubles as our main office for student engagement leadership, but there is an opportunity for you to come and connect with a student here on our staff to kind of help you find these student leaders or find these organizations that you may be looking for. But also student organization leaders are hanging out in that office because we offer a lot of resources for our student organizations here on our campus. And so it's a great place to come by and check us out, and we'll answer any question you may have. A great thing that I get to do also is I get to work with a lot of our campus traditional events and programs. And so my office is in charge of homecoming, and we are delighted to be having homecoming this week. And so we're really excited to host our homecoming court. Also our annual homecoming parade. And so we're really excited about this weekend and celebrating WVU's homecoming. We do have some other traditional programs called the Student Lot, which is a student tailgate experience that we host before every football game. It happens about 3 hours before, and we have free food, free prizes, free music, all the great things that we're looking for at tailgate. And so feel free to recommend that to your student as well. And then during the holidays, we like to help out our community through an initiative we have called Toy Mountain. And so we challenge all of our student organizations in our kind of UWU community to collect toys. And so these toys are then donated to our local charities and local agencies that actually get these toys out to the community to students that are children that are in need. And so it's a great way of wrapping our arms around the WVU community, of the Morgantown community, and showing that we care and providing that. Another great way to get involved also is a student government association. So I'm privileged to be their advisor as well. And so I get to work with the student advocacy group. And so this student group is here to advocate for all student needs. And so if there are issues or concerns that your student is kind of dealing with, feel free to send them to student government. And these students are kind of plugged in around campus to make sure that they're connected with administration all across the campus and be able to talk about some of these issues. And so they meet every Wednesday evenings at 7:30 in the Mountain Lair in Vandalia Lounge, or we also do have a virtual link as well that you can be found on their social media. And so we invite you all, even parents, to come and join us for those meetings every Wednesday at 7:30. Next slide. And then one other initiative that our office kind of handles, we work on inclusive leadership development initiatives for our students. We truly believe that students can be leaders on our campus or even leaders beyond, as long as they have the right training and right skill sets. And so we really have some programs kind of centered around helping your student develop leadership skills. So the first one is our first year leadership academy. We want to make sure that the students, when they first come in, have an opportunity to learn who they are, learn leadership development skills, and then also be able to kind of hone their skills as they're developing throughout. And so this first year leadership academy is something that we really value, and we try to connect with students the moment they get on campus and really showing them that leadership is a path that they can continue to succeed here at the university. And then if they're successful through that program, we also have a PALS program, which is an acronym for Peer Advisor for Leadership. And so these PALs actually serve as peer mentors for our first year Leadership Academy students and other students as well. And so these students have gone through some of our leadership initiative programs and are become peer mentors for our students. So that's a really great program that we have, and making sure that we're pairing up new students with kind of our veteran students and teaching them and showing them the way. We do also have a self-paced program called a Certified Student Leader Program, which is a little bit more, it's more self-paced as you're going to workshops and honing your skills, where we're kind of checking those things off, and your student can actually receive a leadership certificate while they're here at WVU. And then we also offer continuous workshops throughout our office called the SOLD Workshop Series. And SOLD just stands for Student Organization Leadership Development. And so we're always putting out workshops for students to kind of continuously develop themselves and build and hone their skills for leadership. And so we're really excited about that. Next slide. And so the last initiative I'm really excited to talk about is the RAC. So this is our student food pantry. And I'm fortunate to be able to work with some great administrators that believe that no student should have to worry about their next meal, right? And so we have a food pantry that, because of a gracious donation from Kroger Mid-Atlantic and Kraft Heinz, we do have a brand new robust facility in the Morgan House. And so we are open every day, Monday through Friday, 8:15 to 4:45. And so there we have perishable and non-perishable items. And then we offer something that we like to call Fresh Food Mondays. And so on Mondays, we actually order fresh produce from one of our vendors, and we give out, peas, broccoli, cauliflower, fresh carrots, corn, strawberries, you name it, we probably have had it. And so we always put out a poll to kind of gauge the community and see what they would like to see every Monday. And so we're excited to offer that every week for our students as well. And of course, the pantry is open to all enrolled WVU students. And so we hope that students are taking advantage of that. We have a beautiful space and we offer a beautiful service for our students. And so please, if your students have any needs, please send them to us and we'll be sure to take care of them. I think that's it for me.
All right, next up, we're going to hear from Dr. Matthew Richardson.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm Matthew Richardson. And as I said, I'm in charge of the Center for Fraternal Values and Leadership, most commonly referred to as Greek life. So one of the things that we really want to focus on, as Dr. Lee just mentioned, there's so much time that's allocated for different things in life, but there's always time to get involved. And a specific group or subculture that we have here at WVU is a very vibrant fraternity and sorority community. We have over 70 plus fraternal organizations across 4 governing councils. We have the Interfraternity Council, which would be traditional fraternities, the Panhellenic Association, which are traditional sororities, the National Panhellenic Council, which are historically Black fraternities and sororities, and we have the Professional Greek Council, which is made up of academic, professional, honorary, and service organizations. All of our organizations are unique, but at the center, we have 5 core values that all of our organizations adhere to. They include scholarship. The all-Greek GPA is a 3.23 currently, and that's well over the all-university average. Leadership development. Dr. Lee talked a lot about different opportunities to develop your leadership skills, but in Greek life, you can take on chapter management roles, which help sharpen those skills that set our students apart. Philanthropy and service. All of our groups are service oriented in some capacity. We raise a lot of money for different charities around campus and do a lot of different projects in the Morgantown community, which obviously make a difference. Then there's brotherhood and sisterhood. This is the interpersonal. We always say that you'll make some friends that you'll have for the rest of your life. I'm in my mid to late 30s, and I still connect with my fraternity brothers on a daily basis, and it's going through my phone. That's my primary contacts. I've been in many weddings with them. I've stood by their side. I was the best man. So it's joining and meeting people for life that'll be there. And the other is inclusive excellence as our last value. We believe who you are matters, and that who you are should be celebrated and should bring new light to the organization that students join. So an important reference and resource here is I want to direct you to our website, greeklife.wvu.edu. On there, there's a comprehensive list of all the organizations that are recognized. It's important because here at WVU, we do have groups that are affiliated with the university, and then there's groups that are not affiliated with the university. We believe and encourage all students to join a university recognized organization. There are currently 5 disaffiliated fraternities. There are no disaffiliated sororities, and the disaffiliated organizations do have recognition from their national organization, but not the university. We also have underground groups that have no recognition from really anybody. It's just a collection of students. We do not encourage your students associating with those groups as there's no oversight, there's no management, there's really no support that we're able to give. Now, we're supportive of every WVU student. Regardless of the decisions they make, we support our WVU students. But the university's position is that we do believe that the healthiest, most positive, and safest experience is joining a recognized organization. And so all those organizations are listed on our website with their current disciplinary status. So you'll be able to log on and see what's there. Generally, to join a Greek lettered organization, a student needs a 2.75 minimum earned GPA and 12 earned credits here at WVU. So not tested in credits from AP or IB or college and high school programs, but actually earned credits. So what this means is that a majority of our students are eligible to join an organization in the spring semester, which we consider our primary recruitment period. We do have an exemption for first year male identifying students who wish to join the Interfraternity Council. If they have a 2.75 GPA at midterm, at WVU, we have a policy where all first year students get lettered grades A through F at midterm. If they hit the minimum standard, then they're able to go through. That would be for this year, 2021, that would be the week of October 11th, okay? I also, for the parents, it's really important to clarify what the term rush means, right? So rush is a period of time where organizations are looking to conduct membership intake, so to take in new members. Rush events are public. Rush in joining or rush in pledging or new member education, those are different. So if they say I'm rushing an organization, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're pledging or are part of that organization. That just means they're going to their events. If they say I'm pledging or I'm in new member education or I'm an associate member or a new member, that means they've already gone through recruitment and they've accepted an invitation to join that organization. So the language can be a little confusing, but it's important to know the difference, especially for parents, so that you can make informed decisions. And if there's ever any confusion, you can always feel free to call the center. Our contact information is on that website. I also want to direct you towards our social media at WVU Greek Life on Twitter and Instagram. We're very, very active with that, and we post a lot of information about our recognized groups, different events going on campus with the Greeks, as well as general recruitment information. Next slide. Thank you. The other thing we'd like to talk about is the Would You campaign. So one of the other neat and fun things I get to do here at WVU is I'm the chair of our Hazing Prevention Task Force, which is made up of faculty, staff, students, alumni, and headquarters partners. And we address eradicating acts of hazing in all elements of student life. So not just within Greek life, but within club sports, student organizations, athletics, the band, you name it. If there could be potential hazing happening, we look to address that. And we have partnered to create the Would You campaign, which asks a very simple question. If in the position to help someone, would you step in and do the right thing and call for help? And so this campaign has been very successful. We've partnered with Kim and TJ Birch, who are the parents of Nolan Birch, who is a WVU student who passed away due to acts of hazing in 2014. There's a documentary, an Emmy Award-winning documentary that was produced called Breathe, Nolan, Breathe. And we've presented it throughout the country at various institutions of higher learning. It's been done at high schools, various settings of students. And the most important element here is we're trying to teach our students that there's absolutely ways to get help when they need it. So this website, safety.wvu.edu, is a one-stop shop, if you will, of all different kinds of elements facing students' health. We talk about mental health, hazing prevention, what medical amnesty is at the university, and how that process looks like through a student conduct lens. So I really encourage you to go to safety.wvu.edu and click around and learn more about the ways that we strategize to help keep our students safe. On there's also ways in which hazing can be reported. Hazing can be reported to the police. It can be reported to us. It can be done online. It can be anonymous. As much information as we can get as possible. Every instance of hazing that is brought to our attention is investigated. And parents and families, you have you're in a great position to help us in making sure that actions and bad behavior don't affect our students negatively. Ricky, next slide. Oh, okay. I think that's actually my time. See, I was really getting into it, ready to go, but I'll pass it over to Lisa.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. So parents, the last thing we'd like to just talk about is just the Mountaineer Parents Club and how to stay in touch with us. So as you can see, you can join us on our website. We'll have lots of really great information, including more information on Greek life and the status of the different fraternities. So please do check that out there. You can email us at any point to the Mountaineer Parents Club. We have that parentsclub@mail.wvu.edu address. Reach out to us if you need anything or you just have questions. We can connect you with the right people on campus. You can find us on Facebook on 2 different Facebook pages. So official families of our WVU students Facebook page or just the WVU Mountaineer Parents Club Facebook page. We're always communicating with our families. So on that just regular WVU Mountaineer Parents Club page, you can have a contest, show us pictures, ask us questions. On that other page, which is the official families of WVU students, that's where parents can talk to other parents and get answers and talk about housing, talk about classes, upcoming events, and how their students are getting involved and what clubs they might have already joined. So please check out both of those. And if you need anything else, you can reach out to us at 800-WVU-0096. That's answered by our colleague, Katie, and she'll be happy to answer any questions and help in any way. So thank you for joining us tonight and our wonderful speakers. If you need something else, please reach out. If you would like more information on how to reach the speakers directly and ask more questions, again, just let us know at the Parents Club and we will be happy to connect you with our panelists. And so from all of us, thank you and let's go Mountaineers. Good night.